Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 common mistakes when cooking vegetables. And after watching this video, you are not going to make those mistakes anymore. So make sure to watch this video all the way to the very end so you do not miss anything. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. I often hear people say that they don't like vegetables, or they don't enjoy eating vegetables. And in most cases, it's because they were exposed to bad cooked vegetables when they were young growing up, which developed an aversion for vegetables. And I want to tell you right away, vegetables have to be cooked properly in order for you to enjoy eating them. Otherwise, no matter how healthy vegetables are, if you don't enjoy eating them, then there is no point in eating them at all. So let me show you 7 common mistakes people make when cooking vegetables that destroys the flavor and the nutrients. And of course, by the end of the video, I will show you how to cook any vegetable perfectly every single time. Mistake number 1, boiling your vegetables. One of the biggest mistakes you can do to your vegetables is boiling them, especially boiling them in water. There's a reason why people say that boiling vegetables makes them mushy and overcooked and bland. But what really happens to the nutrients of vegetables when you boil them? Even though boiling might seem like the quickest and easiest method to cook vegetables, but it actually takes a long time to cook vegetables. That's why boiling is not recommended. And even if you add salt to your water to retain the nutrients, it still won't help. And the reason is that when you boil your vegetables, the heat breaks down the cell walls of vegetables and releases the starches. The released starches make the vegetables soft and mushy. This also causes the water to become cloudy, which indicates that the nutrients have been leached out into the water. So instead of boiling your vegetables, steam your vegetables to retain the maximum amount of nutrients. Steaming your vegetables is better than boiling because steaming maintains the texture of your vegetables. It helps to lock in the nutrients, and it doesn't require added fats. Mistake number 2, not seasoning your vegetables properly. A lot of times, people don't season their vegetables enough, which leads to bland vegetables. In some cases, seasoning your vegetables too much could make the vegetables taste salty, which could be harmful to your health. So how do you know how much to season your vegetables without being too much? Of course, this depends on your taste preference. But remember, seasonings are made to enhance the natural flavors of your food, not overpower it. So make sure that you use the right seasonings for your vegetables. For example, adding pepper to your squash will enhance its natural sweet flavor, and adding thyme or oregano to your carrots will enhance its natural earthy flavor. Also, remember that seasoning vegetables enhances their flavor, but it doesn't change the fact that they taste like vegetables. Mistake number 3, adding too many vegetables. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when cooking vegetables is adding too many vegetables during the cooking process. What usually happens is that different vegetables have different cooking times. For example, broccoli has a shorter cooking time than potatoes. So when you add too many vegetables together, chances are some vegetables are going to be overcooked, while others are going to be undercooked. Another mistake is combining vegetables that require different cooking methods. For example, you cannot sauté mushrooms the same way you would sauté onions. Each vegetable has its own cooking method that brings out its best flavor and texture. For example, mushrooms should be sautéed in a pan on low heat to bring out its unique earthy flavor, while onions should be sautéed on medium to high heat to bring out its sweet and savory flavor. So the key here is to cook vegetables separately, based on their cooking times and cooking methods. After you cook each vegetable individually, you can combine them together. Or another thing you can do is cook vegetables in batches. By doing this, you ensure that each batch of vegetables is cooked evenly and thoroughly. Mistake number 4. Overcooking vegetables. When cooking vegetables, we often follow the old saying that goes, "Eat your vegetables until they are soft." But today, we know better than to eat only soft vegetables. Soft vegetables can mean overcooked vegetables, which means bland vegetables. Not all vegetables have to be soft in order for you to eat them. Remember that crispy vegetables can be delicious as well, like crispy green beans or crispy fried kale chips. And when you overcook your vegetables, you lose the nutrients. As I said earlier, vegetables have different cooking times. Some vegetables cook quickly, while other vegetables take longer to cook. So always make sure that you check on your vegetables more often, especially towards the end of the cooking process. Use a fork to test for doneness. If the vegetables are easily pierced with a fork, then they are done. Don't continue to overcook your vegetables just because you think that they need to be softer. If they are already perfect, then they are already perfect. Mistake number 5. Using dirty vegetables. I'm talking about unwashed or improperly washed vegetables. Before you start to prepare your vegetables, make sure that you wash your hands. Then wash the vegetables thoroughly to remove all the dirt, bacteria, and chemicals. To wash your vegetables, fill a bowl with cold water. Add your vegetables and let them soak for 10 minutes. Remove the vegetables from the water and dry them thoroughly. Mistake number 6. Not using enough oil. When cooking vegetables, you should always add enough oil to coat the vegetables in the pan. If you don't use enough oil, your vegetables could stick to the pan and burn. Also, if you don't use enough oil, your vegetables could release their moisture, which could cause your vegetables to steam instead of sauté. Sautéing your vegetables is a great way to cook your vegetables because it cooks your vegetables quickly and evenly, and it also helps to bring out the natural flavors of your vegetables. And of course, it retains the nutrients of your vegetables. Also, never use old or burnt oil to cook your vegetables. Burnt oil produces a lot of smoke, which could affect your lungs. Instead, use fresh oil every time you cook your vegetables. Mistake number 7. Not trying new vegetables. There are so many different types of vegetables in the world, but most people only eat the same type of vegetables every day. People usually develop a taste for certain vegetables, but that shouldn't stop you from trying new vegetables. When you refuse to try new vegetables, you are missing out on a lot of nutrients. Vegetables have different nutrients, so it's important that you eat a variety of vegetables to obtain all the essential nutrients. Also, there's a chance that you might like the new vegetables that you try. You never know unless you try them. And remember, even if you don't like the new vegetable, you can always return to the vegetables that you like. And now I'm going to share with you how to cook any vegetable perfectly every single time. First, choose fresh vegetables. Fresh vegetables have better flavor and nutrients than frozen vegetables. Fresh vegetables last longer than frozen vegetables. Then wash your vegetables thoroughly. After washing your vegetables, you want to prepare your vegetables. Most vegetables can be chopped or diced. Depending on your preference, cut the vegetables into smaller pieces. Smaller pieces of vegetables cook faster than larger pieces of vegetables. Also, some vegetables require special preparation before cooking. For example, potatoes have to be peeled before cooking. After preparing your vegetables, you can start to cook your vegetables. Choose the cooking method that works best for the vegetable that you are cooking. For example, you can steam broccoli or you can roast broccoli. But if you are sautéing your vegetables, you want to add oil to the pan on medium to high heat. When the oil is hot, add your vegetables. Stir your vegetables occasionally to prevent them from burning. Remember, you want to cook your vegetables until they are tender, but not mushy. Cook your vegetables uncovered, unless the recipe says otherwise. After your vegetables are cooked, you can serve them immediately. And of course, season your vegetables according to your taste preferences. And that's it. Now you know how to cook vegetables perfectly every single time.